Hey everybody, you're watching Cole the Cornstar. If you're even slightly interested in farming or just want to watch a 25-year-old farmer get some stuff done, you're in the right place. And this video is sponsored by Policy Genius, but more on that later.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's Champion Seed Delivery Day!
How does this make any sense? Smoke? No smoke. Smoke?
No mosquitoes though.
If I'm not mistaken, I think this has the little squirter thing. Yeah, there we go. One down, 9 to go.
So these are our soybeans. We got a 2-3 all the way to a 3-3 maturity. And then our corn, we go from 108 day to 116 day with that, guys. So what's gonna take the cake for the soybean yields and then corn?
Soybean yields, I'm gonna go with our 2783, 81 bushels to the acre.
And we need it with it, and that light is bright.
Okay, corn.
Corn, I'm gonna go with 62 B21 Tricepta, 267.
I'm gonna go with the 66A 22 to 80, 61 pound test weight.
I'm being pessimistic here in this party, I guess. I gotta go with the old trusty 58A21. This one's been the winner every single year. 259.
Weather permitting, we'll see if we get the rains this year.
Hopefully 359.
350.
Behind me, we have our 24-row planter, and then on this side, we have our 16-row planter. The planters are the most important piece of equipment on the entire farm because they are what establish the foundation for the seeds that grow all of our profits throughout the year. So we want to make sure we have these bad guys dialed in. We've ordered about $5,000 worth of parts. We've been waiting for weeks for them to come in. They are here today, so we're going to get these bad boys put back together and ready to go out into the field.
What grade did you get in art class?
We've done some major work on our planters this year. We've put in new bushings on the closing wheel system, as well as a new pin. We've made sure that our pins up top are not wore and that they're the same size on both sides. We've put new rubbers on our gauge wheels if they've needed it. If they've needed a new wheel themselves, we've replaced it. If they needed new bearings inside, we fixed them. And then we also put new bushings inside of every single one of these sleeves. We installed these seed firmers, and we made sure that our contact points on our disc openers were set where they're supposed to be, and we inspected all the blades. So each and every one of the 24 rows of the 60-foot planter got that treatment, and then our 16-row planter, or the 40-foot planter, got the exact same things as well. This one has older technology on it, that one has newer technology, but all the bare bones, everything, same process. We've got everything off, checked, replaced. Now we're at the fun part, we're putting everything back on. We got everything adjusted on the 16 row when it came to these disc openers, and then we discovered we forgot to put in the seed tube spacer that basically goes around this seed tube and protects it from the disc opener, so that way it can't sit and do this on it. At least these are easy to put on. They just slide in here just like that. And then now we put everything back in.
They're a pain in the butt.
Now we'll slap in our business cards and we'll measure the gap and see if we need to adjust it some more. Looking for right about 2 inches. This one's coming in at 2 1/8. I like to turn them a couple times because the disc blades are not always straight. At least not like you think they would be. You shouldn't be able to move your seed tube at all.
Well, not saying that, it's just so that, make sure that bolt went through that, because sometimes you slide the bolt up there and it slips it up and then it's not in the bolt hole, but you think it is.
Look at that. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. It went right above the hole.
Yeah, that's...
We need the bolt to go through it. See, when we take our business card on this one, and we slide it through, we can slide it all the way through without catching anything. That one is too loose. Thank you for licking the inside of my mouth. We got the uncomfortable part done. All of the scrapers are on. Everything is adjusted. We got that inside spacer thing. Now we're on the stand-up part, just putting all the gauge wheels on. I'm gonna run to the parts store quick. This row, we had one extra blade on the back that's brand new. This one's getting just about to where it's worn out. And when we put it up next to the new blade, there's quite the gap for size difference. And then that's gonna make an uneven bottom of the furrow, which is what we don't want. So I'm gonna go grab actually 3 of these, and we can have 2 of them extra on the shelf, just in case we have another pair go bad during the season on this planter or the other planter. And then this is the old spring downforce setup that used to be on the 24-row planter, but since we put the Ag Leader Sure Force, the hydraulic downforce on this one, we took those springs off, so it's not needed on this planter anymore. One of these rows, Dad had some problems with the springs last year. I think it was this one, so that thing is broken. So we're gonna try to take the piece that was on that planter, and then we're gonna put it on this one and see if it works. If it does, we won't need to get a new part. If it doesn't, part store.
You're gonna have to listen when it springs because it's backwards. Can't hook it.
After noticing disc opener discrepancies on that planter, now it's got me looking at this 24-row. So right here, this looks pretty good. Nice and even. But look at that, so if we turn it, then all of a sudden, we start to develop discrepancies. That's like 1/8 of an inch difference. The back blade's bigger than the front blade. So, is this blade bad now? Look at that. That's back blade. It's a whole long fingernail thickness. I think pretty much every row here's got that, just a little bit. I guess if they all have that, there's really nothing too much we can do. Talk to 100 farmers on what you should do, and you'll get 100 different answers. So there's no like manual on exactly how to do this. And if you've heard of the owner's manual for these planters, then you talk to the mechanics who work on them. They'll say, "Don't look at that manual. That thing was made in 1993, and it was junk back then." So you're only as good as your resources.
Yeah, there you go. I don't think I've ever had one of them pop up before, or break, I guess.
Ellie, what did that box do to you? As we're getting ready to step into the most dangerous time of the year for a farmer, I have a serious question. If something were to happen to you tomorrow, what would happen to your family? Would they be able to cover the expenses that they are relying on you for? I owe the bank money for this skid loader, so if something happens to me, this money is still owed. So I don't want to have Neva, Cooper, or my dad be responsible for paying this. So I carry life insurance just in case something were to happen to me. Stuff like this doesn't fall on my family. And thanks to Policy Genius, finding a life insurance policy has never been easier. Go online, answer a few questions. A licensed Policy Genius agent will give you a call to ask a few more questions, and then they will scour the life insurance world from top companies, and they will find the best coverage and the best price. And the best part is, the licensed agent works for you, not the insurance company, so you can trust their guidance because they are solely looking out for what is the best coverage and what is the best price for you. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $25 a month for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer coverage in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. There are no added fees and your personal details are private. This is one of the many reasons they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net. You deserve a smarter way to find it and buy it. Head to policygenius.com/call-the-cornstar or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you can save. Ooh, that's a good feeling. We got all of the 16-row completely put back together. We got new rubbers on everything. We got a bunch of new gauge wheels. Things are tight to spec. Cooper's got a little bit of welding he's gonna do on the back. We noticed there was a little crack up in there, so he's got that ground off. He's gonna weld that, put a nice bead on it. I know there's a little bit of welding that needs to be done on that one as well. Noticed a little crack, baby crack starting. But we have gauge wheel galore on this planter. Got a few started over here. We're riding okay on them just to keep track of the ones that are adjusted correctly. But I think we got 5 rows done, so we got 19 to go. Hey, that's a cool shirt. Did you visit the link in the description and pick that up?
Summer did, I did not.
We have all of our ag leader monitors on the inside of the cabs all hooked up through this wiring harness thing. When he's welding on the back of the planter back there, we don't want, for some reason, some sort of surge or arc or something to come through, come up into this, fry something inside there, fry something in there, or even down there. That would be a very expensive welding job if that were to happen.
You said you were missing your inch and 7/8 ball out of your pickup.
It's right here.
What the heck, man? Did you steal my ball and my pickup and put it on your planter?
Changed oil on a 340, and I already made a mess under there. I was taking the filter off, and I tripped and kicked the pan.
You have the biggest oil pan in the world. How'd you do that?
This is a new filter. The old filter came out. I don't know why it came out so hard, but then all at once it popped out. So now what I'm doing is changing the O-ring and stuff here. Putting on a new one. And then hopefully everything will be good to go. I wonder if that goes in a certain groove or something. Or it just sits down that spring. Maybe when we tighten it in.
Just got a call. Tire man showed up.
On the real disc, 2 of the inside tires, when we lifted up, one was completely missing, so we were driving down the road with 2 on that side, 1 on that side, which no es bueno. And then another one of them was starting to look pretty so tire guy, he said that. It was looking pretty sad, so probably a good time to do it while he's here.
You're just trying to sell an extra tire, weren't you?
Your dad's idea.
Nice new tire right there.
Is that a new wheel too? Yeah, we got a new wheel. Okay, come on, Bess. Start up. Oh, geez, that got all down my sleeve.
Every planter manufacturer is a little bit different, but one of the big things when we're adjusting the clearance between this rubber gauge wheel and the disc opener is we have some bushings that are inside of here, or a washer. And so I like to take a little screwdriver. They look like they're together right now, but when I stick it in there, I can actually move those washers. So then that's a sign that this is not tight enough and we have a gap in there, which is what we don't want. So I'm gonna end up having to pull this off. I'm gonna take a washer from the outside, I'm gonna stick it on the inside, and we're gonna have to shim it out just a little bit more.
Whoa, hang on a second there, pony boy. We got some wearing going on in that shaft. Look at that guy. Nice grooving. That is what it's supposed to look like. And that's what that one looks like. Yep, I'd say she was wore.
I'm doing, I'm changing fuel filters, and there's one back in here that it's got a little air breather on top. I'm trying to bleed the air out of the filter right now and not having much luck. We're gonna try it again. Otherwise, I might have to take the filter back off, refill it with fuel, and I sucked it out of there. I don't know. This tractor's got a mind of its own. I'm gonna pull off the one fuel filter. I just have a feeling it's low on fuel after changing it. The nozzle don't hardly fit in there. Tell you a little secret on the way home from Kohl's. One of my good neighbors, Randy and Debbie, they bought me 2 gallons of vanilla and chocolate ice cream. Throw it in the old freezer. There we go. They put our gloves on, we'll bleed it some more.
I'm gonna run out of these little spacers, so Cooper just ran into town to get some more of them. I have 6 rows left to go, and I only have like 12 or something spacers left to use. We pulled them all off from the first time, so I don't know how we're coming up with so few now. Dad's gonna try bleeding that side of the fuel system. Hopefully this works. This tractor can kind of be a pain when it comes to bleeding it. We ran it out of fuel last year on campground, and it took like 45 minutes of bleeding, and then we just cranked on it, and it finally went. So we're hoping.
Go ahead and try it, turn it a little bit or cold. I see some air bubbles coming out, so you can idle it down so don't steer it back to death. Or just turn the key on a few times, we won't crank it yet.
Okay.
You want to try it once, Cole?
Hey! Good job! Well, here's the real moment of truth. Is it going to restart or not? Yes, sir! Hit another one. That one's pretty wore down. It's got a nice little groove running through it. Same thing with the other side. It's got like little jagged edges almost. Well, I've been working on that. Cooper pulled all the wheels off his pickup. He's got to get new tires on it. 16 row is 100,000% done. That thing is ready to go to the field. Those new pins are standard, and these ones that say 8.8 on them are what's on there right now, and those are a metric one, so you can get them about halfway in before they stop. So we have to get these standard ones, and I'm not sure the hardness of some of these bolts because they don't have a marking on them, but I don't think we need a very hard bolt right there because it's not like it takes a lot of abuse. I need to find one that's long enough. I just spent all day getting every single one of these gauge wheels adjusted. I got the entire planter done, other than that one, and that one, because we forgot to put the new bushings on the arms that go on those rows because we didn't think we could get them off when the wheels settled down. I pay to be a part of a group of farmers that really go over their planters, and they show us like what's out of spec and what's in spec, because everything we thought was in spec in the past was completely out of spec. And I'm new to setting up planters. This is something my grandpa always did, my dad and grandpa, while we were in school. And then once my grandpa passed away, and it was our responsibility to do this. As long as nothing was cracked, frayed, bent, or broken, we thought we were pretty much ready to rock and roll, which come to find out that is definitely not the case. And as I get more into this, you start to find more things that are wrong. You kind of open up a can of worms as you get digging into something. And usually, once you get the row unit completely put back together, then you move it just right, and then you see something up here wiggle, and you're like, oh, why did that wiggle? And then you tear it apart, and you find out that your parallel arm was bad, or something deep inside of there, and you have to take the whole row unit apart to fix it, and then you find out that's on every single row. That's just things that come with time and come with experience. The more we do this, the easier it'll get. But it's 9:30 and I'm tired, so that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.